Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Anna. This is English Like a Native, and today, right now, fingers crossed, we are going to run a whole English lesson focused on the topic of movies or films, and more specifically action movies or action films. Some of you may be confused that I'm here at an unscheduled time, and some of you will already know why. And the reason is I was having terrible trouble with my internet connection earlier today, so I'm here at a much later time than normal. I've reinstalled the software on my phone. Keep your fingers crossed for me that this time we're going to be together for the whole lesson. And if you're able to join me now when you weren't able to join me before, what a lovely surprise. So if you are here, say hello. Remember to give the video a thumbs up, and let's get ready for our lesson. So as I always try to do now, I have made notes. Here you will see I've made quite a few notes, and yes, that's me. That is me, and I'll explain a bit more about that later on. We're going to go through a number of different things related to action movies, and then later there's going to be a quiz as well. So do stay tuned to the very end if you're interested in taking part in that quiz. Now I will try to keep it to an hour. I'll try not to go on too long. I'll try not to talk too much, but hopefully you will find it helpful. And what I'll do is I will take little breaks so that I can answer your questions. All right? So I won't answer comments all the way through. I will dedicate certain slots for answering comments. If anyone does feel like supporting and sponsoring this video, you'd like to send over a super chat in support of this channel, then as a reward I will send you the notes that I've made for this lesson, and you of course will get a shout out. So if you would like those notes and that picture of me looking very, very bad, then all you have to do is send over a super chat with your email address, or feel free to email me after the lesson. My email address can be found in the About page, but do only email if you've sent a super chat, because otherwise I get lots and lots of emails of people just saying hi, and it clogs up my inbox. All right, guys, well, without further ado, let's get started. So, what is the difference between movie and film, first of all? Does anybody know? Well, I'm going to tell you. Movie is more American. Obviously here we're learning English, and we're learning British English because I am British. So it makes sense for me to teach you British English. However, even if you're learning American English, there are many similarities, and it's good to be here because it's improving your English in general. So if you're learning American English, don't go away, don't disappear, because it's still going to be helpful for you to see this lesson all the way through to the end. Oh, we only have 43 people in at the moment. That's because people didn't know I was going to be live today. So if you are here and you have a social profile, maybe you're on Facebook or Twitter, and you think that some of your friends might be interested in joining us, then I would be really grateful if you could click the share button and share this with your friends so that we can push that number up and get lots more people in for this lesson that I have prepared. All right, so movie is more American and film is British, basically. So in Britain we talk about films, although most of us now also say movie because we have a lot of American influence, and in America they talk about the movies. Okay? So what is a movie? What is the definition of a movie? Well, it says here, an action movie to be more precise. Action is a film genre. It's a film genre, and that is pronounced genre. And as one of my audience members pointed out last time, this is a French word. It certainly sounds French, genre. Genre means a type, what type of film it is. So you might have a romance genre, the sci-fi genre, the action genre. So it's the type of film or story. Okay, so action is a film genre in which the protagonist or protagonists, if it's more than one, end up in a series of challenges that typically include violence, extended fighting, physical feats, and frantic chases. So, first of all, what is a protagonist? Protagonist is basically the main character. So whoever is the leading role, there may be more than one. For example, in, I think earlier I said X-Men. In the X-Men, there are a number of main characters, whereas in the recent film Logan, which is a spin-off from the X-Men, Logan is the main character. Logan is the protagonist because it's mostly about him. It's his story. So can you give me any other examples of films and their protagonists? Can anyone give me an example? Okay, so while someone is answering that question, I'm going to carry on. Just to look at this, ends up. What does this mean? The protagonist end up. This is, if you end up somewhere, it's this that something happens to you. So in which the protagonist, it's like saying finds themselves, in which the protagonist ends up in, so they find themselves in a series of challenges that typically involve violence, extended fighting, physical feats. This is when you have to do something, a feat is something out of the ordinary, something amazing. So you perform a feat, a physical feat, or frantic chases. Okay, and here I am dressed as a protagonist. Do you know which film the character I'm portraying here is? Do you know what the film is? So I'm portraying the character Lara Croft from which film? What film stars Lara Croft? I've actually done a number of fan films, which is why I was dressed like this. Khaleb has said, Anna is the protagonist of her live videos. Yes, that's a good one. I am my own protagonist. And lots of you are answering the question, Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. So Lara Croft is the protagonist in Tomb Raider. Okay, so that's enough of that picture. That was quite a long time ago now, actually. I did feel pretty cool when I was dressed like that, I must admit. Okay, so do feet and feet, like the feet at the end of our legs, sound the same? Yes. To perform a feat is exactly the same pronunciation as the feet on the ends of my legs. Okay, let's carry on. So I've said here, what are the elements of an action movie? The elements of an action movie, things you would typically find in an action movie. So I've put here a beefy or attractive hero. So what does beefy mean? Beefy is a word that we use that means to have a lot of muscle. If someone's beefy, there's quite a lot of them. So you might also say meaty. If someone is meaty, they're not skinny, they're quite bulky, they're quite big. So beefy is to have lots of muscle, to be very muscular. Yes, Krishna, you're right, to be muscular. So beefy is strong and muscly. So an action movie will almost always have a beefy or an attractive hero. So the protagonist will normally be quite muscular. What else? What other aspects, elements should we find in an action movie? There will almost always be some form of explosions. So where an explosion is where things blow up, and you will tend to find these in action movies. We also might find some special effects, whether that's CGI, whether it's futuristic elements. So one action movie, for example, is Star Wars. Star Wars is a very famous action movie, and they had lots of special effects. Of course, they had all the spaceships, the outer space sequences, the shooting, the lasers. They had the characters, didn't they? The alien characters. Some of them were CGI, some of them were puppets, some of them were people in costumes. So they were special effects. Okay, and then we have high-speed chases. high-speed chases. And this means usually car chases or bike chases. It usually involves some form of vehicle. Cars or lorries or bikes. If it's a comedy action movie, then it might be a bicycle or a tricycle even. Or it might be people actually running after each other. But normally for high speed, this has to be in a vehicle. Okay, so high-speed chases. A very good example of high-speed chases would be The Fast and the Furious. Yes, Harrison, you've taken the words right out of my mouth. You put like in Fast and Furious films. Exactly. And Jana has said Death Proof. I haven't seen that film actually, but you said Death Proof has a lot of chases. I'm just going to take this opportunity to say hello to my patrons. If you are here, thank you for your patience. I do have your chat screen up here. So patrons, if you want to say hello, if you want to ask a question, then feel free to. Those of you who don't know, my patrons are regular donators and supporters of this channel. So they help me to help you. If you are interested in becoming a patron, there are many benefits to it. So do feel free to check it out. The links are in the description box of this video. If you are here and you're not a subscriber, then please press the subscribe button. And if you are here and you haven't yet given me a thumb, please press the thumb. You know how much I like a thumb. All right, guys, let's carry on. What other elements do we have in an action movie? Gadgets. We always, or on a lot of occasions, will have some form of gadgets, whether it's something they've made themselves or whether it's some government-made gadget. Quite rightly, Erica said James Bond 007. So James 007, the James Bond films, they show a lot of gadgets. So you're quite right, Eric. They show a lot of gadgets in those films, don't they? And they're usually quite cool, like a pen that can shoot a dart that will knock you out, or a glove that can turn into a phone, or some crazy stuff. And then we'll also, quite likely, have weapons. Have some form of weapons, because an action movie wouldn't really be an action movie if there wasn't an element of danger. And kind of moving on from high-speed chases, vehicles, there are some films that would be redundant without vehicles. For example, The Fast and the Furious is all about the vehicles being really cool. And Transformers is another one, of course. It has to have amazing cars, really cool cars. And that's why some people watch Transformers, because they like it. Because they like cars. They have a thing for cars. And I think the last one on the list, yes, the last one on the list is stunts. There will always be some really cool stunts. And as time goes on, the stunts in the films become more and more elaborate. So you're watching and you're in complete disbelief at what they've been able to achieve. And in fact, I train with a number of stunt men, so the people who actually go onto the film sets and dress up like the main actors and do those very dangerous stunts. And they tell me that it can be quite scary sometimes, and I know that some of them do hurt themselves doing what they do. But it pays very good money, and it pays good money because it's what we call danger money, because what they do is dangerous. And so they have to pay them well to put themselves in danger. Alrighty. So let's have a quick look at what you guys are saying. Sometimes they get a double to do the stunts. Yes, Harrison, that's exactly the case. In most cases, unless you're like Jackie Chan or someone who's very highly skilled, then you will, if you're doing any action, you will probably have a stunt double to cover the very dangerous bits, because they can't have you hurting yourself. If you're the main actor, if you're the protagonist of the film and you hurt yourself trying to do a stunt, then the film's going to close down for a little while. So they do get a stuntman in, someone that they can replace if they need to. What's going on here? Oh, the old James Bond actor died yesterday, which is a terrible shame. I can't remember how old was he. It was like 86, I think. But yes, terrible shame. In Death Proof, antagonist is called, the protagonist is called Stuntman Mike, and one of the protagonists is stuntwoman Zoe Ball. She is a real-life stuntwoman. She doubled for Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. Yes, I heard about her. Wonderful. I must watch this Death Proof is the comedy, right? It's the comedy with the superhero who can't really be bothered. He's not a very good superhero. Is that right? He's an alcoholic? Okay, so let's carry on. So I wanted next to look at some compound adjectives that you might find when talking about films. You know how I feel about grammar, but for those of you who do like grammar, then you'll know what a compound adjective is. And these are the common, it's not all of them, but the common compound adjectives that you will come across. So we have action-packed. Hopefully, when you're going to see an action movie, it will be action-packed. It's an action-packed movie. And this, if something is packed, it means it's got lots in. So if my bags are packed full, it means that they've got lots of things inside. If my basket, if I'm shopping and I say, oh, my basket is packed, it means it's full. Or if I say my car is packed, I can't take anybody else, it means my car is full. I might say I went to a concert, or I went to the shopping centre yesterday. It was packed. There were so many people there. It just means it's just full of people. So if a film is action-packed, it means it's full of action. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Oh, thank you very much, Christian. That's very kind of you. He says, you're awesome. Well, I'm sure you're awesome also. Okay, what's the next compound adjective on the list? We have spine-tingling or spine-chilling. If something is spine-tingling, it means it's amazing. You know that feeling when something amazes you so much, you get like goosebumps. You get that feeling on the back of your neck, like, oh, that's so good. That's spine tingling. It's like you get a tingle down your neck. Spine tingling. But then we can also hear spine chilling. It's kind of similar, but spine chilling is more associated with horror. So if something makes you shudder because it's scary, or it makes you feel a bit frightened, then that's spine chilling. So kind of similar, but different. Does that make sense? I hope so. Oh, I think someone's just added an extra one that I haven't heard, or I haven't thought about. I have heard it, but I hadn't thought about. Okay, Krishna, I'll come to that one. Okay, so then we have breathtaking. Breathtaking. If something is breathtaking, it means it's so amazing, it makes you take a breath, because it's so wonderful. So the first time I saw the film Titanic, I thought Titanic was breathtaking. And Moulin Rouge, some of you will know that I love the film Moulin Rouge. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, it was amazing, it was breathtaking. So breathtaking is something is so good it makes you take a breath. Jana has said, Avatar is breathtaking. Absolutely, I agree with you on that one. Let's have a look at the next one. So we've got hard-hitting. Hard-hitting. So hard-hitting, I guess, if something is what we call close to the bone, if something tackles a difficult subject, or it's quite gritty, it's quite raw and dramatic, and it really makes you think about things. You know, when you leave the cinema sometimes and you don't know what to say because it's just shocked you, then that's a hard-hitting film. And normally we'd say hard-hitting with dramas. So you say a drama is hard-hitting. Oh, sorry. Theos has just said, I just ate the driest chicken ever, and I feel like I've just eaten a bag of sand. Well, I'm sorry about that. Maybe you should get some sauce for your chicken in future. Or cook it with some oil or something. I don't know, some butter. Okay, enough of Theos's chicken. Let's get back to our hard-hitting compound adjectives. Excuse me. So then we have far-fetched. Far-fetched. Far-fetched you would use if a story is, it's unbelievable. they take the story too far. So it's beyond reality. And I don't mean beyond reality like Star Wars, but you can't really believe it, even within the realm of the film world. It's too hard to believe. It was too far-fetched. I didn't like it. They went too far. So if something is unbelievable in a bad way, it's too far-fetched. And the next one we have is heartwarming. I think that's quite easy to understand. It basically is when a film warms your heart. It makes you feel a glow. It makes you feel happy and warm inside. Like when you watch a Disney film and you go, oh, isn't that nice? It's heartwarming. So a heartwarming film. I wouldn't imagine that an action film is heartwarming. Maybe in some places, but generally not. And then we have slow moving. You don't really want your film described as slow moving. Slow moving means that it's become boring, that the action isn't happening fast enough and you're bored. So if it's a slow move, in fact, actually, there are some films that are slow moving and it works, but you have to be a very good director to pull it off because most slow moving films are boring and make you fall asleep. Tell your flatmate to be quiet. I can't, he's cooking dinner. If my 4G was working earlier, then I wouldn't be streaming to you now while my flatmate has to eat his dinner. So you'll just have to put up with it, I'm afraid. Okay, yes, this is an action film. There's action happening right behind me. It's action-packed. That's what's happening here. It's an action-packed live stream with washing up and cooking and everything. So one of you, I can't remember who it was it you, Jana, or Krishna? Someone mentioned jaw-dropping. So I'm going to add that to the list right now. And that's what I love about these lessons, is that you're all so happy to join in and help out. Should I put it at the top here? I have jaw-dropping. Oh, I won't make that a capital. Jaw-dropping. If something is jaw-dropping, it means that it makes your mouth open. It's shocking. It's wow. It's mouth opening. That's not a new compound adjective, by the way. We don't use mouth opening. We use jaw dropping. Wow, it makes you do that. That's so good. Jaw dropping. Okay, so that was a really good suggestion. I think it was Krishna who suggested that. So thank you for adding that. Oh, Krishna's adding another one. Krishna is on a roll. Krishna, maybe you should come and do this instead of me. Okay, I'm going to add this one in. This is a great one. We have nail biting. Nail biting. If something is nail biting, it means you're nervous, you're anxious, you're following the story and you're biting your nails going, oh, you have to get away, please get away, or you have to escape. Oh, what's going to happen? And you're anxious for the protagonist, usually. You're anxious and you're nervous and you're desperate for it all to work out, but you can't watch. You're biting your nails. So nail biting means it keeps you in suspense. And yeah, I think I've explained that well enough. Remember that these notes are available for anyone dropping a super chat. So if you're so inclined to sponsor this video and help this channel to grow, then these will be sent straight over to you. So do feel free to consider doing that for us. And in the meantime, we're going to carry on with types of action movies, because there's not just one type of action. We have a number of different actions. So we have martial art movies. So martial arts movies. When I was younger, I was actually obsessed for a little while with Bruce Lee films, which might be a bit surprising, I guess. It surprises me, but I loved Bruce Lee. I thought he was an incredible human being. I thought what he could do with his body was amazing. And I thought the speed of his fight sequences were fantastic. And yeah, I used to collect all of his films. It's a shame what happened to him. I think he died very young. But nowadays we still have a lot of very popular characters. We have Jackie Chan, of course. I'm sure many of you heard of Jackie Chan. And he's also not just an actor in his movies, but he also directs as well. Have any of you seen a Jackie Chan movie? Has anyone seen The Karate Kid? Now, this was a very famous movie when I was growing up. I loved this film with Mr. Miyagi and Daniel San. And this has actually been remade recently. It's been remade with the son of Will Smith. And actually, it's very good. Very, very good. So martial art movies, they can be considered action movies. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. What's cooking in the background? Actually, Theos, here, my flatmate is making chicken. Let's hope it's not as dry as yours was. Anna, one more I can think of is gut-wrenching. Another compound adjective there, gut-wrenching. If something is gut-wrenching, your gut is like your inside, your stomach and your intestines, your gut. And if something's gut-wrenching, it makes you go, oh, that made me feel sick. That made me feel so upset. It's gut-wrenching. Eva, can we say I'm at my wit's end? Yes, but not about films. If you're at your wit's end, it's like you've run out of patience. I can't be patient anymore. Oh, I'm at my wit's end. I'm about to explode with anger. Rib tickling is another one. Rib tickling. Great. You guys are wonderful. Anna, what does martial mean? Martial has a number of different meanings, but martial arts is like karate, jiu-jitsu, kung fu. It's types of fighting. Martial arts. Sometimes you might hear about martial law. So I'm guessing martial is some form of authority. Martial arts. Anyway, martial arts, kung fu, karate, fighting, types of fighting. Fighting, types of fighting. It's related to military. Thank you, Krishna. That's a good way of explaining it. Related to military. Judo is a martial art as well, if I didn't mention that. All right, let's see what other types of action movie we have. So we have action comedy. So we have comedies that involve some of the things that we said before, which are the things you would find in an action movie. You would have potentially an attractive hero, explosions, high-speed chases, gadgets, weapons. So you can still find them in funny movies like The Mask. Has anyone seen The Mask with Jim Carrey? Another one with Jim Carrey is Dumb and Dumber. And one that has recently had its second come out is Guardians of the Galaxy. And can I just say, I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 just last weekend, and it is the best film I've seen in such a long time. It was so funny, and they use a lot of special effects. Honestly though, if you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend it. It was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, some of you have seen The Mask. So yeah, those kinds of films, they're funny, but they still have the elements of action, so they are a comedy action film or action comedy. Okay, what else do we have? We have a Western. A Western. I haven't written anything else after it, but it's basically a cowboy movie. So I'm going to see a Western. A Western is a cowboy movie, so you'll have cowboys and they'll have guns and they'll say, we'll have a showdown at sunrise or noon. We'll have a showdown at noon. And they come and they have their... Do you know what I'm doing? People are going to think I've gone mad, but that's like the famous Western music for the cowboys. I hope that you're on my side and that you know what I'm doing. But yes, Westerns are very famous very popular with some people. I'm not a big fan of Westerns, but some people really enjoy them. Dennis has said the good, the bad and the ugly. Yes, absolutely, that is a Western. And I think Will Smith did a kind of a Western, didn't he? One of the Men in Black films was set as almost like a Western film. Your necklace is nice. This was actually a gift from a student many years ago. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. I like it too. A very lovely girl who gave me this. She gave me a bracelet as well that matches. But I don't like to wear too many jangly things. It makes too much noise. Okie dokie, so we've got Westerns, we've got action comedy and martial arts. And then we have superhero movies, which are very popular at the moment. I love superhero movies. We have things like, obviously, Superman, Spider-Man, the X-Men. Obviously, then there's the spin-offs from is the Avengers, the Iron Man, the Hulk. I think we've had the Invisible Man recently. What else do we have? I guess you could say Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a superhero movie. Yeah, I would say that's a superhero movie. Dark Knight, so yeah, the Batman films, superhero movies, they are also fantastic. Heath Ledger, such a tragedy. What an amazing actor he was. Eva's made a good point. Clint Eastwood is a very famous actor, and now he's also a director in Western films. So when we're talking about Westerns, I'm going to put that in the notes now. Clint Eastwood, good shout. Well done. So, superhero movies, pretty straightforward. Then we have disaster movies. Dum dum dum. When things go wrong and we have a big disaster. So it might be around a natural disaster. So things like One Perfect Storm, or tsunami, or some hurricanes, or an earthquake, or even Armageddon. So Armageddon is the end of the world. And we have that also with Independence Day, but that was about aliens. But the aliens were going to destroy the Earth. So normally disaster movies revolve around the Earth or a town or a city being destroyed. So, what was your favourite disaster movie? Do you have a favourite disaster movie? I quite like disaster movies, but only if they've been done well. I guess you would say Titanic is a disaster movie. And I think I found that one more gut-wrenching because it was based on a true story. I found that quite upsetting, and I think that's why I got connected to the story. So another action film would be, a type of action movie would be an escape movie where our protagonists are in a very tight space or they're trapped somewhere and they have to escape. Speed, I've put as an example, with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves, and they are stuck on a bus, and if the bus slows down then the bomb will go off. So they have to figure out how to escape and get everybody off the bus safely. Can anyone think of any other good escape movies? Anyone? Oh, some of you hate disaster movies. But Anne-Marie liked Titanic and also found it sad. Ooh, you are on it tonight, Jana. Well done. Shawshank Redemption. What a great example of an escape movie.
Escape from Alcatraz.
Escape from Alcatraz comes in with my housemate with that one. Escape from Alcatraz. I think I would actually say that Shawshank Redemption, I would put it more under a drama than an action movie. I mean, there are explosives in it, but it's quite slow going, isn't it, as far as an action movie goes. Escape. Oh, The Great Escape, that's a good one. I'll put that one in. The Great Escape. The Great Escape. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, so moving on, we have sci-fi. Sci-fi is also quite a popular genre at the moment. So we have sci-fi action. So remember, we are still talking about action, but these are like the subtitle. So we have sci-fi action and things like Star Wars, Star Trek, and Aliens, or Alien. Has it got an S on the end? I think it's just Alien. Alien. And when I was younger, Alien was one of the first really scary action films that I saw, and it absolutely terrified me. And I actually saw the other Alien, the newest Alien, which is Alien... It begins with C, Covenant. Alien Covenant. I saw that at the weekend as well. I had a weekend of cinema going. And it's always just as scary. It made me jump, it made me sit on the edge of my seat and go, oh, nail biting. And I came out going, I hate it. I hate it because it makes me feel so scared and so unsatisfied. Has anyone else seen Alien? Louis says, Alien versus Predator. Yeah, Predator is another really scary one. I saw Alien versus Predator. I don't know how much I rate it though. To rate something is how much you like something. If you rate it highly, you like it a lot. If you don't rate it highly, then you don't like it very much. Some of you saying, I like your cup. You mustn't have seen it before. That means you're new here. If you are new here, please press the subscribe button, and so that you can join us every time, or try to. If you press the subscribe button and the bell notification button next to subscribe, then you'll always be notified when I release a new lesson. So get involved. And if you are here and you haven't yet pressed the thumb button, give me a thumb. You all know how much I like a thumb. Should we have a look how many thumbs we've got? Only 64 thumbs. Oh, we can get that up to 100, I'm sure. Okay, I'll leave that with you. I'll let you guys get thumbing away. Just once though. Remember, if you press it twice, then it unthumbs. Okay, let's carry on. If I say thumb too many times. So we have action. We've already talked about chase movies. And a perfect example of a chase movie is The Fast and the Furious. And then we also have spy movies. Spy movies come under action. We have things like James Bond, the Bond films, and also the Bourne Ultimatum films with Matt Damon. I actually really enjoy those films. I think he's very clever, and I love his fight sequences. He's quite smoky, isn't he? I like him. I like him a lot. I'm sure the other ladies will agree with me. So, I wonder how you drink that whole mug. It's not that big. It's just a normal size mug. And I'm English. We love to drink tea. We drink tea all day long. That's all we do. We sit with a little teapot, with a little tea cozy, keeping the tea warm all day. We don't, I'm just kidding. But we do drink a lot of tea. All right. So, I hope you're getting excited about the quiz, because we're getting closer to the quiz. So talking about films, if you're talking to someone about films, and they might say to you, well, what's the film about? Tell me more. And you say, the film is about a story between the film is about love. The film is about a man and a woman who meet at a train station. The film is about superheroes who have to save the world. Or you could say that the film is set, you can start by saying the film is set in Paris in 1901. It was a time of love and happiness, and two people meet each other. Or if the story is, if it's based on a real event, or if it's based on a book like Harry Potter, you could say this is based on the book by whoever. Or you could say it's based on true events. So these are different ways that you can start conversation. You could then talk about who is in the film. So you could say it stars Leonardo DiCaprio. Or exactly the same meaning, it features Leonardo DiCaprio. Or it features Keanu Reeves, Leonardo DiCaprio. But this is normally used for an advertisement. So if you see an ad saying, new action movie coming soon starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Sandra Bullock. But in conversation you say, oh, it stars that woman, Sandra Bullock. And it also features the Scottish actor. What's he called? Ewan McGregor. So there's different ways that you can talk about movies. Can you tell me movies set in the UK by British actors? I did do a video, not very long ago, a pre-recorded video that I uploaded, I think only last week, which gave you my top 10 suggestions of 5 films that will help you with your British English and 5 books that are good to read if you're learning English. So go and check those out. Okay? Please answer Insidious or The Ring or Annabella. Oh, I don't like any of those films. They scare me because I look like her as well with my hair. Is that The Grudge or something? I can't remember, but no, it's The Ring, isn't it? Oh, it scares me so much. I like scary movies, but I don't like them to be too scary because then I can't sleep. Dave Cameron says, I drink tea all day long myself. Great. You're not British, are you, Dave? Are you British? But great. I love tea. Tea is such a good thing. Is that dude in the backless shirtless? Very likely. The sun has been out all day, and if I wasn't working, then I would have been out, not shirtless, but I would have been out sunbathing too. But obviously I have to work. Okay, lots of questions coming through. What I'm going to do is take a very... No, I'm not. What am I going to do? Okay. What? Okay. Are you with me? Are you with me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Sorry about that. My software decided that it was tired and went for a little sleep. But I've woken it back up, and hopefully... today has just been a disaster for technology, but let's pretend it didn't happen. Let's carry on regardless. Great. There's only 15 of you in here now. Oh no, I've lost everybody. Oh well, us lucky few. Us 15. Okay, so where were we? Let's just keep moving through until we can get to that quiz. So we have the top 10 best action movies according to Time Out. And if you don't know Time Out is like a very prestigious kind of film magazine. So Time Out magazine. So number 10 on the list was Aliens, which was directed by James Cameron. So give me a show of hands. Who here has seen Alien, and which one was your favourite? I think for me, the very first one, or maybe the second one. I love Ripley. I love the character Ripley. So even though I'm enjoying the newest Alien films, which are a prequel, which means they are films that are set before the original story. Even though they're great, they look great, I still prefer Ripley in the original story. A couple of you agreeing with me. Dennis says, yeah, that one was my favourite. I can't pronounce your name. Prathamesh. There you go, I read your name. So Eva said, I don't know what's happening, but you've been having problems with your internet all day as well, and you're in Hungary. So it's obviously World Internet Problem today. So it's World Internet Problem Day. Hey, great. Anne-Marie says, I don't think I've seen any of these Alien films. Well, I definitely recommend them. So next on the list, number 9, is Seven Samurai, which is a very early film. I haven't seen it, but like we said earlier, this is one of the martial arts films. Lots of fighting, lots of combat. Number 8, another film I haven't seen, is The Wild Bunch. This is also, I think, from the 80s, perhaps. So a bit before my time. Then number 7, we have a Jackie Chan movie, which would suggest it is a martial arts movie. Police Story. Has anyone seen any of these? Seven Samurai, Wild Bunch, or Police Story? I haven't. I feel like I'm missing out. So then we have Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. I used to have this on DVD. Like I said, I used to have an obsession with Bruce Lee. And then number 5, we have Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. And that's the protagonist in that is Mel Gibson. I don't think I've seen Mad Max, I have to admit. And I'm trying to do... Oh, you can see it. So we have Hard Boiled, which is a John Woo film. So John Woo was the director. Another film I haven't seen. And then I love these films. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, directed again by James Cameron. Same guy who did Aliens. Yeah, I love Terminator 2. It's awesome. And Terminator 1. Then we have Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was a Steven Spielberg film. That was the director. Spielberg is the director. And it starred, as the protagonist, we had Harrison Ford. Can you remember the name of the character he played? Anybody? Okay, I'll see if anyone comes up with that. And then number 1, apparently, according to Time Out, the best action movie ever is Die Hard with Bruce Willis. I must admit, I am a fan of Bruce Willis. I do like him. I like him very much. Nurachon, one of my patrons, has said, I've only seen a few of them. Okay. Well, there's your list, guys. If you were thinking of watching an action movie at some point soon, and you haven't seen one of these, then these are recommended, I guess. They're the top 10, and they must be good. Are there any films that you think should be there that aren't there? Ransley says, I don't agree. Well, which film would you put as number 1? Theos says, are you with Talk? Because I'm with them and they're complete trash. Trash is very American, by the way, Theos. We say rubbish. No, I'm with EE. Is it EE? No, E. Talk is Vodafone, isn't it? Okie dokie. So, let me just get you back. Hi. So, what else do we have here? All right, so words that you should know associated, usually that you would mention if you're talking about an action film. So we have a henchman. A henchman is someone who is hench. And hench is very similar to what we said before, beefy. Someone is hench, then they're muscly. But a henchman is someone who does the dirty work, who does the physical work usually for his boss, or I say him, it might be a her, a henchwoman. But it's usually a henchman, and it's usually a big muscly man who will take the protagonist away and beat him up or something like that. If you've got like a gangster boss, then you'll have lots of henchmen who can sort stuff out. So the henchman is the bad guy for the main villain. That's right. So they look after the main villain. Like in the Godfather. Yeah, in the Godfather there's lots of henchmen in that. Oh, Eva says some very good movies that you think should be on the list are Good Will Hunting and with Robin Williams and Matt Damon. It's a great film, but it's not an action movie though. But I'm sure that will be on the drama list when we do the dramas. Death Proof, I think I remember it. It was very good. Kill Bill, also, yeah, very good. Okay, so other words that we might see are gun wielding and gun slinging. So gun wielding is if you hold a gun in your hand ready to shoot it, you are gun wielding. So you might talk about the gun wielding villains, so villains who are holding guns. If we're talking about gun slinging, it is shooting those guns. So I would normally associate this with a Western, so you say the gun slinging cowboys, because they're usually shooting their guns. Then you, as we've talked about before, you might see the words car chase, where one car is in pursuit of the other. And then we have post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic. That's a bit of a mouthful for you. Post-apocalyptic. So apocalyptic means an event that causes, like a nuclear event or a catastrophic event. So like a nuclear weapon exploding or aliens attacking the world. An apocalyptic, so a catastrophic event. And post-apocalyptic is the world after a nuclear weapon has gone off, or after nuclear war, or after a catastrophic event has happened. So like if a meteor hit Earth and wiped out most of mankind, and then there's just a few survivors, and it's a story about them, it would be a post-apocalyptic film. So that's post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic. Al Rafi says, which accent are you using right now? So I generally speak with quite a neutral, standard English accent, British English accent. It's not RP, so RP would be very clipped and placed a little bit more like this. Sounds a little bit more like what the Queen speaks. I obviously don't speak like that. I have maybe some northern taint in my voice, but generally it's just a neutral, standard British English accent. Let's carry on. So you might hear the words action sequence. The film had a good action sequence in the middle. A sequence is an order of things. In this case, it's an order of shots. So a sequence is just a section of the film, and an action sequence is obviously a sequence, a part of the film where the action happens. So it might be a car chase, or it might be a fight sequence. And you might hear the words rogue cop. The film might use or have as one of the characters a rogue cop. A rogue cop is a police officer. We don't say cop in the UK, do we? Oh yes, we do. We say copper. A cop. Policeman. Yeah, I'd say the cops are called the cops, although it's very American that. But a rogue cop is a police officer who has decided to start working for either the bad guy or for themselves to get revenge. They're no longer working on the side of the authority. Stunning lad, I said Old Bill. Yes, we refer to the police as the Old Bill. I think that's more of a London thing. Alrighty, let's carry on. So we have rogue cop. We have a crime syndicate. Crime syndicate is like an organization of criminals. So if criminals worked in an office, that particular office would be a certain crime syndicate, like a company of crime. And it might be, you might refer to it as a mob, like the mafia. It's just a group of gangsters or a group of mobsters, a group of bad guys who work together. They organize and work together. They're a mob. They're a crime syndicate. And if you work for them, you're a mobster. If you're part of a gang, you're a gangster. And then you may hear the protagonist referred to as hero, and the hero will always have his sidekick. So can you give me any examples of heroes and sidekicks? I give you the one that comes to mind for me is Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin. So Batman is the hero, Robin is the sidekick. Someone is looking from your window. Yes, it would be my housemate. So can you think of any other heroes and sidekicks? Gladiator? No. Gladiator is an action film. Good hero, Sherlock Holmes. His sidekick was Dr. Watson. Good. All right, while you're trying to think of heroes and sidekicks, I'm going to carry on. The film might be about a robbery, where you steal something from someone else, a robbery. It might be about a kidnap. To kidnap is to take a person away, to steal a person, you kidnap them. It's probably going to be about betrayal, where you betray someone, you break their trust, you go against your promise. You might also hear the phrase, a force to be reckoned with. A force to be reckoned with. If someone is a force to be reckoned with, it means they're a very strong person. Maybe they're very strong-willed, they've got a strong personality, they make things happen. They're a force to be reckoned with. It's a good phrase. I hear that quite a lot. And you'll normally always have a character in these films who is a bit wimpy. A wimpy kid, or a wimpy guy, or a wimpy girl. Someone who is a wimp is, they're weak. They're weak and they're scared. A wimp. And then you might hear the term to blow stuff up, which is the same as explosion. You might hear the word destroy, which is to wreck or ruin. You destroy something, you break it. A similar word to destroy is decimate. Decimate. And a good action film, probably, if they're going to have a sequel, will leave a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger. And this is where the action stops. So you're watching the scene, and the scene stops just as something really amazingly exciting is about to happen. Or, for example, it's called a cliffhanger. It's like imagine someone standing on the edge of a cliff and they're looking down and someone's behind them and it looks like they're going to push them. And maybe they just do push them, but before they fall, it stops and it goes to an advert or it goes somewhere else. It goes to another scene in another city and you're like, what happened? Did they fall? Did they see the person? Did they die? What happened? And that's a cliffhanger. When you're desperate to know what's about to happen, a very dramatic moment, and then it just stops. And you have to wait to find out, a cliffhanger. Anne-Marie says, I hate cliffhangers. I do too, but, it's part of what makes watching films so good. They like to tease us, keep us watching. One of you is asking me to take a lesson on tenses. I have done already. If you are new here, then do press that subscribe button. But when the lesson is finished, take some time to look at the other lessons that I've done here. And you'll find lots of different things on grammar, on different etiquettes, on different subjects. And I have recently done a number of videos on tenses, so do go and take some time to check those out. Okay, so we're nearly at the end of this list. We have a cliffhanger and on the edge of your seat. We hear this a lot, particularly with cinema or with films. If you are left on the edge of your seat, it means that you are so drawn into the film that you're sitting on the edge of your seat and going, rather than like this. Oh, this is a good film. If it's really exciting, you're up and you're sitting on the edge of your seat. So it's an exciting film. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Okie dokie. So let's get on to the quiz, shall we? Who's excited about this? Okay, so question number 1. I want you, when you're answering, put 1 and the answer, and then for question 2, 2 the answer. So number 1, how many Indiana Jones movies were there? So Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, how many Indiana Jones movies were there in that series? And I'm going to come back and do the answers at the very end. Question 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous line, "I'll be back," is from which classic action film? Which classic action film? Question 3. In the sci-fi action movie The Matrix, does Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? I tell you what is a really good way to do this, guys. So you type out, don't press return, but I'm going to read the questions. Type 1, write the answer. 2, write the answer. 3, write the answer. Just do it all in one post. And then when I've done all 10 questions, then click return and post the message. Okay, so that all your answers in one go. And I'll read all the answers out at the end, okay? So let's go back to them. Number 1, how many Indiana Jones movies were there? 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous line, "I'll be back," is from which classic action movie? 3, in the sci-fi action movie The Matrix, does Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? Or does he take both? Ooh. Number 4, in The Fugitive, who did Dr. Kimball say killed his wife? In the film The Fugitive, I'll be surprised if anyone knows this, who did Dr. Kimball say killed his wife? Number 5, Die Hard is set during which major holiday? Die Hard is set during which major holiday? And by this we mean, like Easter, Halloween, Christmas. So which major holiday is Die Hard set during? 6, what city does Speed, starring Keanu Reeves and, and Sandra Bullock, take place in? What city does Speed take place in? 7, in Con Air, Nicolas Cage plays a veteran of which war? In Con Air, Nicolas Cage is a veteran, but of which war? Which war did he fight in? 8, at the end of RoboCop, what does he say his name is to the commander? At the end of RoboCop, what does he say his name is to the commander? Number 9, The Rock takes place in which famous prison? Ooh. The Rock takes place in which famous prison? And finally, number 10, which actor plays James Dalton, the bouncer, in Roadhouse? I guess it really depends on whether you've seen these films. So one last time, all the questions. How many Indiana Jones movies are there? Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous line, "I'll be back," is from which classic action film? In the sci-fi action movie The Matrix, does Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? In The Fugitive, who did Dr. Kimball say killed his wife? Die Hard is set during which major holiday? Which city does Speed take place in? In Con Air, Nicolas Cage plays a veteran of which war? At the end of RoboCop, what does he say his name is to the commander? The Rock takes place in which famous prison? And which actor plays James Dalton, the bouncer, in Roadhouse? Okay, put your answers up now, guys, and let's go through the answers. So, number 1. How many Indiana Jones movies were there? There were 4 movies. There were 4 Indiana Jones movies. Did anybody get that right? Yes, Bensania got that one right. Well done. Anyone else get that one right? Let me have a look. Yes, Patrick got that right. Louis got that right. Theos got that right. Well done, guys. Did any of my patrons get it? Let's have a look. Oh, patrons haven't answered. Come on, patrons, get involved. I think most of you are asleep. Wrong time of day. Okay, so the next question was Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous line, "I'll be back," is from which classic action film? This should be easy for some of you. It's a very famous line, and the film is The Terminator. So if you wrote Terminator, then you have a point. Well done. Emin, you got that right. Well done. Abid, you got that right. Well done. Anne-Marie, well done. Jana, well done. Good. Okay, question number 3 was, in the sci-fi movie The Matrix, does Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? And the answer was the red pill. He takes the red pill. All my patrons saying, I'm doing homework for school while I'm watching you. That's cool. Keep doing your homework. Don't let me disturb you. Not for this quiz anyway. So if you said red pill, then you get another point. Do keep a score on how much you're getting. So keep track of that. Okay, so then we have question number 4. In The Fugitive, I didn't know this one actually. In The Fugitive, who did Dr. Kimball say killed his wife? Did anyone get this? The answer is the one-armed man. He said the one-armed man killed my wife. The one-armed man. Stunning lad, you got it. Well done. Well done. I'm impressed. I didn't know that one. To be fair, I've only seen The Fugitive once, so... And it was a long time ago. A long time ago. Well done. 10. Die Hard is set during which major holiday? Die Hard is set during which major holiday? And the answer is Christmas. Did anybody get Christmas? No. Thanksgiving is close to Christmas, but it's not Christmas. Da, 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 da. No, I can't see anyone putting Christmas. Well, you know, if you got it, then you got it. So give yourself a point if you got that right. The next one was about the film Speed. What city does Speed take place in? I think most of you would know it is American. So it's in an American city and it is in Los Angeles. So if you said Los Angeles or LA, then give yourself a point. Now, the next question was, in Con Air, Nicolas Cage plays a veteran of which war? Did anybody get something for this? Well, the answer is the Gulf War. The Gulf War. And then we have a question about RoboCop. I didn't know this one either, even though I've seen this film. At the end of RoboCop, what does he say his name is to the commander? Bless you. He says, oh, bless you again. He says his name is Murphy. Murphy. Did anybody get that? I didn't know that. Okay, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. So we have The Rock takes place in which famous prison? I think the word famous prison gives it away because, well, that's the only prison I know, apart from ones in the UK. but they're not famous. So what famous prison do you know? That's probably the answer. That's right, it's Alcatraz. Alcatraz is where The Rock is based. And the final question is, which actor plays James Dalton, the bouncer, in Roadhouse? Which actor plays James Dalton in Roadhouse? And the answer is Patrick Swayze. Oh, I love him, bless his soul. He was such a wonderful actor. He starred in lots of my favourite movies anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to put these answers on to this quiz sheet here. Remember, if anyone is interested in getting their hands on these notes, then you have a very short space of time now while I take questions to send over a super chat if you want to support this video, this channel, and I will send these to you. How do I get this bigger? Let's do this. What size? 24. Ta-da! Answers. And these also do go to all of my patrons of a certain level. So patrons of a certain level also get all of my notes. So if you're interested in supporting in a different way and also being rewarded, then why not check out the Patreon page and join the patron team. Check out what rewards you're interested in and enjoy. Okay, I hope you're still doing your homework. What is your name? Narunchon? Am I saying that right? Narunchon? I hope you are. Hope you're working hard on your homework and it's going well. Okay, so I'm going to stay with you for just a few more moments before I say goodbye. Let's have a look how many thumbs we've got while I've just stopped. Naruncha, you are doing your homework. Good. Good, you're getting on with things. That's what I like to see. Oh, we've nearly got 100 thumbs. Can we make 100 before I switch off? Could we do that? Stunning Lad says, Ghost was a good film. Absolutely agree with you. But whoops, I should have been ghostified in that one. But Whoopi, sorry. Whoopi should have been ghostified. I think Whoopi Goldberg was a great character in that film, wasn't she? I really liked her. Narunchan says, you can call me Jay. Okay, Jay. Great. Thanks, Jay. Mr. Rich, adios. That's going to confuse some people coming from an American. Oh, are you guys having a private conversation? Okay. I didn't say adios. Did I say adios? Anyway. Okay, so what else are you guys saying? We need a session on comedy films. I plan to do one. I'm going to be doing romance, comedy, and a whole bunch of other film genres. Okay, so just stay tuned. Make sure you've subscribed and press the bell notification button so you don't miss those future lessons. Stunning Lad says, Whoopi Goldberg was good, but it would have been better if she had become a ghost. Okay. Some of you saying thank you for the video. It saves my day. I'm glad you found it useful. Emin says, can you make a video about describing a human face, the colour of the eyes, the shape of them, the shape of faces? I did do a descriptive video, but it was a long time ago and it probably wasn't very good. It's when my streaming was really bad, when my signal was really bad. So maybe I'll do one again soon. Dirty Dancing is the best movie ever, and there is some action in there too. Yes, I agree with you. Well, I think it's one of the best movies ever. I can't say it's the best movie ever. Theos says, can you do some more ASMR? Maybe. Some people don't like it, so I'm not sure whether I should do more. I was thinking I might do some just general story time, so reading but not in whispers. I don't know. I've had some comments, people don't like it at all. And obviously I'm trying to keep everybody happy. Chainsmoker, is that a film? Why don't you make a video on adult movies? Oh, no. No. Thank you very much for your great class. It's been very useful. You're very welcome. I'm quite tired now. It's quite late here. I have to go to gymnastic training tonight as well. So I'll have to have some coffee or something. Um, don't listen to the haters. They're jealous of your tea mug. Yes, I think everyone should be jealous of my mug. It's the best mug ever. So guys, just so you know, I'm always looking for free stuff for you. I have put some links in the description box below to so you can stream loads of movies for 30 days on Amazon. I'm not sponsored by the way, there's no sponsorship here. This is just ways that I can find for you to get free stuff. So you can stream movies for 30 days for free if you join Amazon Prime's trial. And I put a link down below so you can have a look at that. And if you do, then you can also watch Alien Covenant, apparently, on Amazon Prime. Or you can listen to the audiobook of Alien Covenant, which I think would be really scary. I wouldn't want to do it. But if you like listening to audiobooks and you don't get scared easily, that might be a good option, and that's for free. I've also put a link to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's free on Amazon Prime, I think. But yeah, then there's also some iTalki credits down there below as well. Again, iTalki aren't sponsoring this video. They did sponsor another video, but not this one. But the credits are there if you want them, if you're interested in iTalki one-to-one lessons. And what else? There's some other free ebooks and stuff down here. Bits and bobs, credit for Airbnb, things like that, if you're a traveler. Sure, okay. So if you haven't checked out those links and you're interested in any of them, then do go and check them out. If you're not following me on Instagram, then do come over to Instagram. I'm doing daily pronunciation videos on there. Again, that's free, doesn't cost you anything, and there are lots of amazing English teachers on Instagram doing some great work. And so if you're really keen on improving your English fast, I would recommend Instagram as a really good place to be. So it's a free app, and yeah, free pronunciation videos every day from me, and lots of other wonderful work from the other English teachers. You know, like Papa Teach Me, English with Lucy. I've got a very itchy face. Oh, itchy face. Okay, lots of questions here. So everyone's saying don't listen to haters, don't listen to haters. Is that because of the ASMR? Yeah, I don't know. I think just doing general story time might be better. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. See what you think. Let me do it first and then see if you like it. What is your favourite film, Anna? Well, Moulin Rouge, Titanic, we know that. I quite like Ghost. Love Actually. Shakespeare in Love. I love lots of films. It depends on my mood. Could you pronounce this word again, please? So I've done a video on this. There is a difference between American English and British English, and I can't off the top of my head remember the difference. I think Americans say advertisement, and we say advertisement. Advertisement. We say advertisement. You'll have to check. Go and check the video in the British bite-sized English. And there's that one. Let me actually have a look for you now. Because the problem is here we have a lot of American influences, and so a lot of our words are shifting into an American pronunciation. Advertisement. Americans are... What are Americans? Let me have a listen. Advertisement. Americans, advertisement. Advertisement, British. Advertisement, British. Advertisement, American. Okay, we got that one out of the way. Yay, we reached 100 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, so I need to go because I need to do the pronunciation video. I need to do the pronunciation video and I need to go to gymnastics. I need coffee is what I need. Okay, guys, you've been wonderful. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being patient with all the technological difficulties I've had today. You guys are amazing and I couldn't do it without you. Thank you to my amazing patrons. Jay, you're going off to college now. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. And yeah, thanks very much. Make sure you have subscribed. Make sure you click the thumb before you leave. Take care. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to be back live in about 5-10 minutes to do the 10-minute pronunciation practice, and then we'll say goodnight for the rest of the day. All right,